fuck up.
Hi, my name is H.
Soft air, kid.
Shut up. Everybody mute themselves. Hi, welcome to the JP Fan Club podcast. My name is Bars.
I'm Sebastian.
I'm Paul.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm David.
Today we'll be talking about the Roman Empire and how there were some unstable times and how leaders were elected in these hard times. We'll be right back right after the break. All right. So, David, you want to start us off?
All right. So after Rome defeated Carthage and all that, there was conflict that got brought up between the rich and the poor. And then because of this conflict, a civil war broke out. And basically, that's when two groups in the same country, they start fighting each other.
Well, two or more. Like in Syria right now, there's four.
We've had one before.
But the thing about civil war is that technically nobody wins, because if you win, there's still other people that lost that hold a grudge, I guess. And so the country's always going to be divided, or the place is always going to be divided.
Yeah, and that's when Julius Caesar
there's still division now from the Civil War in America.
Imagine we're in 2018 and this happened way back when. And we
exactly
it happened in the 1800s.
People never get along. It's been a constant problem. Yeah, we can't live in a world of peace. Like back then, how Germans hate Jewish people, how white people hated black people, how black people hated white people. Like there's always a conflict.
Yeah. So when this started happening, as we talked about in the last podcast, when the Romans were in a time of crisis or war, they elected emperors or Caesars to take absolute control as dictators in order to stop the chaos. This Caesar's name was Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar tried to take control. First, he joined with two others, Crassus, a wealthy man, and Pompey, a successful general. They formed a triumvirate. A triumvirate is a group of three rulers.
Wait, can you say that again? Sorry, I was talking over you.
Triumvirate is a group of three rulers.
Yeah.
They ruled for 10 years.
It was like that for the next 10 years.
But Caesar was the most famous out of all of them.
How did he gain fame?
Because of his victories in battle.
The two fought in Civil War and he won. That's how he was famous.
Oh.
But that's only because Pompey feared Caesar.
And since many people idolized him as being the strongest, that's how he gained his popularity and fame. But still, some members in the Senate disliked him, even though he didn't want to be he liked being the absolute leader, but he wasn't gonna be a dictator in a way rule the country by himself. He wanted to have some help at least.
But they didn't know that, so they killed him as a result, thinking that he wanted to become king.
Yeah. Also, for 200 years after this, the Roman Empire was doing great. They went from being in a shithole because of the civil wars that were breaking out, and now they're in a great place. Their population was 70-something million.
And
they were in a time of peace and prosperity. And something that Mr. Delgado always talks about in class is that when people aren't fighting and you don't have to worry about surviving, you can actually stop and look around, and they were in a time of prosperity.
But the thing is that with Julius, with these people, they made it feel like they were free, but they weren't at the same time. He ruled, but he made it feel like they were ruling too.
Yeah.
Which still technically happens now.
Yeah.
Paul.
What
was the period called in which there was a time of peace and prosperity?
The Pax Romana.
There we go.
Is that a Romanian word? Increase? as the population increased, so did like the amount of territory they had. So at this time, the empire is stretched around from the Mediterranean, from modern Syria to the west and north of Turkey, all the way to England and Germany too.
Yeah. This was actually good farming land. It relied heavily on farming, which was like 90% of all workers were farmers.
And from all the goods that they made and stuff, then they started trading with each other, and then they used common coins to buy and sell goods.
Yeah,
That's probably how trading ended.
pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So, in conclusion, the Roman Empire was at a time of civil wars. They had a bunch of fractions fighting each other. So, in order to ease this, Rome elected a Caesar, which is also an emperor. What was the name of this Caesar, Joseph?
Julius.
Yes, it was. And what did he form with Crassus and Pompey?
He formed a triumvirate.
And what is a triumvirate?
Triumvirate.
A group of 3 leaders.
Attaboy.
Let's go.
After this, Caesar eventually won the civil war between his 2 co-leaders.
So basically, Caesar shanked every single other opponent and won. Like,
Deadass.
Yeah, pretty much.
he's that boy.
And after this, for 200 years in the Roman Empire, there was peace and prosperity. What was this time period called?
You already said that.
It was called the Pax Romana.
Attaboy.
And that's when Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nene was made.
And yeah, and life was good. The empire stretched from the Mediterranean all the way to England and Germany, which is like very, very far. That's like almost all of Europe.
But the thing is that that's so much land to rule. That's insane.
Took a toll.
Well, it did take a toll, but not now.
But not now.
We'll talk about that in our next podcast. But yeah, thank you for watching another exciting episode of
Thanks, guys.
Fan Club podcast, quarter 2. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Leave
Now watch me whip.
leave a like, comment,
Now watch
subscribe
me,
for a
Nene.
token.
Now watch me
Yeah.
whip.